This is day 459 of Zohar Pshat, and we are on Daf Mem down on the base, and we're doing the Tosefta here. And this is actually a very famous medrash. It's one of the most famous midrash Plea, not the beginning, the end of it. Came the Mar Kayin, God of Oni Miniso. Once Kayin said, "My sin is too great to bear." Machle kuchabichu palgu, neonche. Kosh Baruch Hu was Michael half of the punishment. Doing this Motzai Yom Kippur. Perhaps even more suitable to Erev Yom Kippur because about Teshuvah, but Kosh Baruch Hu forgave him half his punishment. Begin to cause why only half the punishment, not the full punishment. Perhaps it wasn't a full Teshuvah, but it was at least a partial Teshuvah to be sufficient for the purpose of Yimoichel half of it. Perhaps even after the Teshuvah, since he committed such a great Avera, he needed to have some sort of kapara. Not clear, but so in any event, begin to cause our become Mesa. Since initially he decreed upon him, Amar lay Nov and Not Yebaretz. Now, I never really paid attention to this before, to be honest with you, but No means to move around. Nod means to be displaced. And the final analysis, Kayin was only remained with Nod. He was displaced. He was he had to go live elsewhere, and he built a city. It says later on. So obviously, it was the No part was Nimchal. The Nod part remained. He lived in a different area, I guess, in Adam and the rest of Adam's descendants, but he was not. Didn't have to remain on the move. It says Vayetze Kayin Mifnei Hashem. He went out from before Kosh Baruch Hu. Now, this, of course, everybody was outside of Gan Eden, but whatever Lifnei Hashem was considered at that time when they're out of Gan Eden, the Kayin had to leave that place. Klomar the Kayin Nofi in Kadam Hashem, when he left him before Kosh Baruch Hu, Habagilim having not Ba'ara. He had to go elsewhere, but lo no. He didn't have to constantly be on the move. Furthermore, they also said, from the end of the Parallel Medrash and Bereshis Rabbah, so Parsha Kabez, Kanovi Kayin Kodam Hashem, when the Kayin left from Kosh Baruch Hu, Amar Adam said, Beri, my Sabir Dinach. What happened with your judgment? Amalo Kayin says his father, Abba, I've been everybody already received the news. The Machli Kuchabichu Benodu Bilchudei. Kosh Baruch was Michael me and said, all I have to do is node. I don't have to do no. Armalos, they said, Heichu. How could it be? Why was the Kosh Baruch Hu Michael this half? Armalos, they said, begin to Tavis, because I did Teshuvah of Oedis command, I confessed my sin. Amar Adam, others said, Chidenu Rav Takif Teshuvah. Is the power of Teshuvah so great and so powerful? I didn't know. So he started praising his master Odole and acknowledging him. Pasach v'Amar, he opened and said, Mizmor Shel Yom HaShabbos Tov Lo Dos Lashem. Mizmor which you say Friday night, Yana Kabbalah Shabbos. Klomar Tov L'Shabbos and Shoshim Shabbos. Tov L'Shabcha L'Sava. It's best to be mishabech and do tshuva. So the way the Zohar seems to be learning the Pshat in the pasuk is Mizrah Shel Yom HaShabbos, the Yom HaTshuva, the day of tshuva, and it could be Shabbos is a day of tshuva, but it's the point of mistake is that it's like Al Tikrei Shabbos El Shavas, right, like a tshuva, Lasava, right, to return, Lashuv. Right, not like Lashevis, which means to sit and rest, but Lashuv, right? And this is one, of course, the famous Medrash Plea. What's the connection Mizmor Shel Yom HaShabbos to Teshuvah? And there are a gazillion interpretations of how it works. But I think, according to the Zohar, that's the Pshat. No, according to the Zohar, the Pshat is that Mizmor Shel Yom HaShavos, the Yom of Teshuvah. And of course, Shabbos and Toshev are the same letters, and Boshes is the same letters, right? There are a bunch of drushes to be made. Many drushes to be made here. Right? I'm not trying to rob someone who wants to make a drush of the drusha. But Tov L'Dos Hashem is Tov L'Shabacha, to praise the Kodesh Baruch Hu, U'Asava, and to do that tshuva. U'Dakum Ekut Shabichu, and to be mindful for Kodesh Baruch Hu, Arkan. So this is the idea that the tshuva worked for Kayin, and Adam says, "Oh, had I known, it would have done tshuva as well." And I think that the same reason Shabbos is Adam's form of tshuva as well, and that's why we said before his second son Shais was born in a much higher madrega according to Zohar than Kayin, because he was able to rectify the zuama by at least at some point having done this tshuva. Okay, that's it. The Sefta. We'll stop here, therefore, for today.